Grabbing pills. Just kidding. You don't inject pills. That's silly. What a mess. She's got some pretty high standards if this is a mess. Wait, what does the Wright Anything agency look like again? Isn't there stuff just freaking food smeared on the walls and stuff? I guess Inga and I at least had that much in common. Pa, this staff keeps getting in the way. Nana. Oh. Huh? Where's Nana? Normally... She comes running whenever Rafa calls. Yeah, I noticed that. At first I thought it was like a thing draped over the chair, and then I'm like, well, no, it's buttoned up. And I'm like, oh my god, that is the chair. That's right. Nana is what? Oh well. You, barbed head, come, hold this staff for me. Why me? Just take it. It's too heavy, and I am tired of holding it. How does Nana put up with this day in and day out? I'll just set it over here for now. What was that all about? Is there only one screen? Just look at all that grape juice. This guy must have really liked to be relaxed. Although I think this is the bed. Yeah, I clicked on the bed. You can't click on the grape juice. Now it is I who is chief of staff. That's one luxurious and comfy-looking bed. I've slept on nothing but hard floors since coming to Khura'in. Can't wait to sleep in a nice soft bed again. Then take it. It's yours if you wish. We'll have to clean this room out anyway, now that my father's gone. But don't you want to keep these things as a memento of your father? Besides, I don't need his spirit haunting me late at night. Do you suppose if I slept on it, I could see my father once more? Princess Rafa, I honestly don't know how to answer that. Smokin'. Wow, it's one gaudy sculpture. We're awfully mean. We walk into the guy's room, we're like, this is a mess. That statue's gaudy. Hey, that bed is haunted. My father sculpted it himself from a block of solid gold. Why does it not surprise me that he was also a narcissist? It's pretty detailed. He even included that personal stamp of his. Hey, the stamp's a little loose. So good at video games. Look, there's a secret safe inside. Oh my, to think such a thing was here all this time. What is the thing?
Are you looking for a new...
Okay, I guess it was a reference to whoever this is, but I've never seen it before. I'm not gonna watch it right now. Rats. Looks like we'll need the combination to get in. Is this a puzzle? We can't open this without the combination, but I doubt Princess Rafa would know it. Well, if we can't open it, then we can't open it. For now, let's continue our investigation and come back to this dilemma later. This zero-time dilemma? This chair looks like it was modeled after Inga's suit jacket. The backrest even has those fancy buttons of his. I imagine they make the chair awfully uncomfortable to sit in. Actually, they serve to massage the pressure points on his back. My father suffered from terrible back pain, you see. I wonder if it really works. What about you? This notepad must have belonged to Inga. Let's see. Does this motherfucker have prosopagnosia? He does. He totally does. I know it already. But which game did it first? When did this come out and when did 999 come out? Tell me that it totally is. Nana, purple hat, glasses, diamond-shaped tattoo on forehead. Dirk, long hair, eye patch, blue clothes. Phoenix Wright, spiky hair, blue clothes, pink necktie. That's strange. These appear to be notes detailing people's most prominent characteristics. Hey, there's even some stuff about me in here. Why would he bother doing this? I'm afraid even I can't answer that. Whatever the reason, it's giving me a case of the 999s. It's as though he was taking down descriptions of people over the phone. Really? Okay. Weird. That's what it reminds me of, anyway. What a brilliant deduction. One fitting of a chief prosecutor such as yourself. I commend you. That's high praise coming from you, your benevolence. Edgeworth's right. They do look like dictation notes, but I don't know. I mean, why bother describing Nana, whom he must have seen every day? And here's the Soper Beta. It's a syringe and a vial. Those were for my father's back pain. He said it really helped when the pain was particularly unbearable. It was that bad, huh? He must have been injecting some sort of painkiller directly into his back then. Yes, my father said his back pain could knock him off his feet. I know the feeling. I've experienced some pretty severe back pain of my own. Well, we can't have you throwing your back out in court, so why don't you take a vial? Oh, no thanks. I hear your body builds up a tolerance to that sort of thing. Ninja'd into pocket? I thought you didn't want them. Going straight to a chiropractor as soon as I get home. This is most likely a special ink pad for the Justice Minister's stamp. His insignia is carved big and bold right on the lid. Talk about overkill. Did he really have to mark everything he owned? This Axe body spray? Je suis la belle. Never thought I'd see this brand again. It appears to be a sample of some sort of spray-on hair color. Color jet black. I wonder if Inga was going gray. Here, Edgeworth, maybe you can use it. I like my natural hair color. Just fine, thank you very much. Papers. His desk is crammed full of documents. Not happy with justice by ghost whisperers, uses... Wait, not? Okay. His desk is crammed full of documents. They appear to be paperwork for executions. But for this many cases? Indeed. Something is rotten in the kingdom of Khura'in. This one dates back to 5 years ago. Something tells me he simply kept putting them... He simply kept putting them off because he hated doing paperwork. Got some footy prints. There are some muddy shoe prints here. Come to think of it. There was some spilled water by the entrance. Somebody must have stepped in it before coming here. They're already dry. That means they're at least several hours old. Then someone must have been in here today, in the early afternoon. For our servants clean this room every day. Here in Khura'in we have a saying, leave not today's untidiness to the morrow. Mine is, why clean up today what you can leave for tomorrow? What else have we not examined? Maybe we gotta talk. Barbed head. I, the royal priestess of Khura'in, shall share my thoughts on the abduction. You will. Listen carefully, for such opportunities do not come often. Yes, of course. We'd be grateful to hear anything you'd like to share. My father was very likely seeking to obtain the Founder's Orb, but it was not for the purposes of a coup d'etat. It was all for my sake. For your sake? He didn't care about you. Shut up. The Founder's Orb is capable of bestowing great spiritual power. My father truly believed that. And he wanted that power to be mine. I haven't finished my training, and I still can't channel spirits. He was doing it for me. Don't stand if you can sit. Don't sit when you can lie down. Should I lie down to stream? This sounds like a good idea. Right, I see. Well, do you understand why he did it now? I do, but it doesn't change the fact that Minister Inga was a kidnapper. But I guess you don't believe he is, do you? Ooh. New information is sure to surface upon further investigation. Suffice to say, he did all this for me. End of story. Was he really trying to obtain the orb for Rafa? Stream while doing a headstand. Difficult. Somehow, I doubt it. Speaking of powers, I wonder if Rafa will be performing the divination seance tomorrow. I should probably ask her about that. Yes, I think I will. Back, Zach. How you doing? I take it you'll be conducting tomorrow's divination seance? Who else if not I? Good point. The thing is, divination seances are all about what victims experienced in their final moments. So, tomorrow, Rafa will experience her own father's death exactly as it happened. That's more than anyone should ever have to deal with. Do you really have to go through with the seance tomorrow? There's really no one else? What about just calling the whole thing off? It's not as if I'm doing this because I want to. No? Never mind. I misspoke. The divination seance is a very important duty of the royal priestess, and it is one I intend to fulfill. There's that word, duty. Your benevolence. As Crown Princess, you are destined to rule this kingdom one day. That means there will be many things that you alone must determine. Things like how to keep your people happy, and what is true and what is false, and most importantly, what role you must play therein. Are you liking the game? I'm liking it. Up through case 3, I was kind of disappointed. I'm not sure what it was about the first 3 cases that just weren't really grabbing me, but then case 4, even though it was short, was it felt like a return to basics, like a return to the sort of stuff that I would expect from a Phoenix Wright game. And now this one, case 5, is pretty good so far. It was unexpected yet again to see one where you finish up the court case in one day. And it's not I think it's the first one in the entire series that is, aside from the Ron, what's his name? Mask to Mask case, it's the only one where it ever has not been a murder. Not only was it not a murder, it wasn't a criminal case. It was a civil case, which was very weird. But it was strange that finished, and they're like, okay, but you're still on episode 5. Yeah, I would say overall, after we got to chapter 4, I started liking the game a bit more. Still probably not my favorite, but we'll see. We'll see how it turns out. I wonder if I'm even up to the task. Performing the divination seance is very important for a priestess. But duty or not, it's a heavy burden for someone so young. Even worse, she'll be forced to watch her father's murder. This is going to be interesting too. Okay, so what is it going to look like when we when we see his last... So, just before you came in, we saw the notepad, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be just like 9 Hours, 9 Persons, 9 Doors. He wrote these notes because he has prosopagnosia, face blindness. I'm guessing. Don't confirm yes or no, but I believe that's the reason for the notes, is that he takes notes on what clothes and hairstyles people have so that he can recognize them because he's unable to recognize faces, which means not only did somebody dress up as somebody else to fool him, but when we see his last moments, is he going to just see a blank face? Or are we going to see a blank face when we're looking at his vision? That'll be interesting. Will it be a weight too heavy for her to bear? And where's Nana? Your Benevolence, I notice Nana isn't with you today. I know not where she has gone. I have not spoken with her since this morning. I assume she must be quite busy today. I did catch a glimpse of her a little after 2 o'clock. I tried calling out to her, but she went off somewhere again. A little after 2? That's about an hour before the murder. Indeed, of all the times for this to happen. She normally comes to me the moment I call her name. I know it's hard to believe, but even nannies have lives, you know. Your inability to find her after the murder is slightly alarming. I wonder if her absence is related to today's incident somehow. Do you think she was unwittingly caught up in them? Who knows? At the very least, I don't think she was at the scene of the crime. Nana, I hope she is all right. Rafa seems really worried for Nana. Nana and Rafa. Your Benevolence, has Nana served you long? Yes, she has been at my beck and call for as long as I remember. I have heard she even cared for me as an infant, right down to changing my diapers. Your diapers? It almost sounds like she could be your mother. Indeed, but that is a simple fact of life when your mother is busy being queen. Nana takes care of my every need. She is my teacher, in all things as well. Rafa's pool of knowledge seems rather lopsided in some respects. Could that be the result of Nana's teachings? Nana, could it be that my trusted attendant has come to dislike me? Now that I think about it, perhaps I've been acting rather spoiled as of late. Oh, I'm sure she'll be back. Yes, I suppose Nana would never truly abandon me. Upon her return, I will do something nice for her. Perhaps she'd like a shoulder massage. And yet, I can't shake the feeling that Nana's connected to this case in some way. I'm really beginning to wonder what's inside that safe. Any idea what the combination might be, Your Benevolence? None whatsoever. Looks like a 4-digit combo lock. So maybe it's a date. But it's probably not anything that would be easy to guess. Well, let's try some dates and see what happens. I wonder what date Inga would use as a person. There, it's right there. The date the Defense Culpability Act was enacted. Do you know when that was, Your Benevolence? Nana! Nana! Your Benevolence? He's being Nana for her. Yes, of course. I believe the date would be June 14th. Really, Edgeworth? Whispering in the ears of the elites the secret to your success? What if Nana was secretly Dirk in disguise, like Mrs. Doubtfire? How interesting would it be? And of course, nobody, if one does exist, you can't tell me about it, but how interesting would it be if there was a game where your character had face blindness and you didn't know? If that was the twist after all this time, that they bothered to render like everybody with fairly similar looking faces, or maybe even distinct faces that just always match their clothes, and then someone was like, I'm not actually so and so, and he takes off the thing. He's like, I'm that other guy, and you have face blindness. All right, let's give 0614 a try. Nope, that's not it. Time to try something else. Rafa's birthday. When's your birthday, Your Benevolence? You are wasting your time. It could not possibly be my birthday. By the way, I'm Kyoko. Come on, it's worth a shot. Fine. It's December 24th. Christmas Eve? Well, let's give it a try. Ah! It opened. It did? Yep, and it looks like the bottom safe was a fake. Something meant to mislead would-be thieves, no doubt. Still, it was rendered quite ineffective by his use of such an easily guessed combination. It can't possibly be my birthday. That would be insecure. Well, he's not Minister of Security. Why, Father? Why my birth date? Or why my birth date? Why my birth date? Okay, let's see what's in here. This looks like a letter or something. Let's see. Dear Father, I wanted to wish you a happy birthday. You're always so kind, and I love you very much. I hope you live to be 100 years old. Love, Rafa. I wrote this to my father when I was 8 years old. Oh, and today is his 100th birthday! She's the one who killed him on purpose to make sure that he died while he was 100. Guilty. Slap the cuffs on her. Father, why would you hold on to something so childish and stupid? There are some other papers in here. Ah. Tell me somebody planted this in here. Like, you come up with the frickin'... Once I poison... Once I poison the queen, the throne will be mine. The spiritual power I obtain from the treasure will back up my claim. In the meantime, the secret police are to keep a close watch on Garan. I needed to write this down or I would forget it. I would go, wait a second. So I just poisoned the queen, and I know there's something I'm supposed to do next, and it's... God, I'm getting old. I'm getting up there. I just can't remember what the second step was after I poisoned the queen. When I remember, I'll have to write it down. Contact with Rafa. Shoves the paper in his mouth and starts chewing. This is the plan for his coup d'etat. What? Give me that. I don't understand. It seems Justice Minister Inga was plotting the assassination of the Queen. This can't be true. Father would never harm Mother. Poor Rafa. This has to come as a terrible shock. What's this? There's a photo in here, too. It's of a woman and a baby. I wonder who they are. Is Nana... Okay, hold on. Diamond-shaped tattoo on forehead. Is Nana actually gonna... Turns out that that's her real mother. Her real mother is Nana. So that when the queen gets put to death, she can be like, oh, but my mother is still alive. Nana is still alive. Hooray, hooray. It's of a woman and a baby. I wonder who they are. On the far left, there's a law book with the mark of the Defiant Dragons branded on it. I noticed. You didn't have to point it out, Phoenix. I got eyes. Wait. That's... your benevolence? How can this be? Thud. I stopped reading. There's too many dots. There's so many dots. Princess Rafa. Dots. She's looking incredibly pale. Your benevolence. Are you all right? All right? How can I be all right? Huh? Just look at all of these dots. All that I have believed. It was all lies. I'm afraid I don't follow. What the heck's she talking about? Can I ask who the woman is in this picture? How should I know? It seems I didn't know anything that was going on. Doesn't look like I'm going to get much more out of her while she's like this. Please no. Please no. Mother. Huh? I must ask my mother about the secret she is hiding. What secret? I must go. Goodbye. Wait! You know, I've never actually seen Mrs. Doubtfire now that I think of it. I only saw, you know, trailers and commercials for it all the time and heard it referenced all the time. I never actually watched it. I don't know anything about it aside from, like, the 30 seconds of it that I've seen. What was that all about? It's like her mind was off somewhere else. It appears this photo really upset her. I wonder who the lady in this picture is. Stop! Shah'do! Come back here. Oh, I'm a tour guide. Wait, that sounds like Albie and Shah'do. That's odd. Commoners aren't normally allowed in this area. I wonder what's afoot. The game is afoot, that's what. I love the idea that we're like, I heard barking, let's go investigate. That I could just pick, like, Wright anything agency, and we would just hop on a plane and fly back to Japanifornia and just check out the office instead. We just run right by, he's standing right outside the door holding his dog, and we just run right by him. Sorry, I got a plane to catch. Oh! Ah, Edgeworth! I hope one of you has a good explanation for this. I'm so sorry. Hi, Albie. No, Shah'do, bad dog. Leave the man's frilly thingamajig alone. If you would kindly detach your dog from my cravat. Right away, sir. Just hold still and... And? Urg! Stop pulling like that. You'll only stretch the fabric. What? Minister Inga has written to Edgeworth. Wears glasses. Purple suit. Dog for a tie. Come on, Shah'do. Let go of his cravatchamacallit. This isn't working. I'll just have to pull harder then. 1, 2... Wait, what are you... 3... Rung. Wait a second. Can't we just inject the back pain medicine into the dog? That's the correct puzzle solution. Stop slamming the skeleton arm with glue on it onto the dog. Use the right puzzle piece. Oh, he's being strangled to death. Nice. Air! I need air! Were you trying to kill me? I'm really sorry, mister. My dog has a habit of attacking frilly things like that. Maybe for his sake, he should stick to more traditional targets, like cars, or his tail. What's worse, he snuck in here today and stole some weird-looking hat. Yeah, it's Nana's. I don't know what to do anymore. Bad dog. You're a very bad dog. Wait a second. I've seen that hat before. Oh, I don't have the hat. Well, I'll present that. Hey, look at this picture. Look at this photograph. Every time it makes me laugh. Alright, He doesn't know anything about that. I'm the worst tour guide ever, true. It's my fault for randomly whipping it out and asking you about it. Okay. Der Hat. Der Hatten. Albie, can I see that hat again? Sure. Wait, isn't this Nana's hat? But I thought she'd disappeared. Shah'do swiped it from someone. Albie? How exactly did Shah'do get this? Allow me to explain. It all started while we were on a walk through the bazaar today, when suddenly Dats popped out of a manhole. Huh? Whoa! Fangs of the Defiant Dragons. That's Arble is here. Say, you want to join our cause, kid? Huh? How could Nana's hat be here if Nana is not? Naturally, I was super startled by that weirdo's sudden appearance. Back, dog of the Khura'in regime. Huh? But this is my dog, Shah'do. Defiant Dragon's secret weapon, Dragon Snot Snaps. Achoo! Okay, you're under arrest. That's a crime. You can't do that. Oh man, the look on your face, that was classic. But it's just a social experiment, gone sexual. The sudden bang of the firecracker spooked Shah'do and he ran off into the crowds. Shah'do, come back here. That'll teach you, Garon's lapdog. You there, what do you think you're doing? Ah, not good. That's when a policeman came running over and hauled Dats away. That happened right around 2 p.m. if I remember correctly. I'm not even going to pretend I know what Dats was trying to do. I chased right after Shah'do, and when I finally caught up to him here in the palace courtyard, he had this in his mouth. You can't account for Mr. Edgeworth's tie while it was acquiring Nana's hat. 2 p.m., That's about an hour before the minister's death. Nana supposedly went missing after the murder, but this would place her here at the palace around 2. Actually, I just remembered I saw something pretty amazing around that time too. Something amazing. So, Albie, what was it you saw that was so amazing? I saw Her Eminence Queen Khura'in channeling a spirit. Oh my god. I just realized we're gonna have, like... There's, like... Between prosopagnosia face and spirit channeling, there's gonna be, like, 3 different... Like, there's who it actually is, and then who they're channeling, and then who the guy thinks they are. Okay, this could get interesting. This could get very interesting. I don't know. I mean, I kind of... It's okay that the culprit is obvious, but I think it's pretty obvious that we're going to end with Queen Khura'in being found guilty of murder. Because we've already set up that it's not Rafa's real mother, so she gets to have a happy ending, that she's reunited with her real mother. And Queen Khura'in was the real bad guy all along. That's fine that we figured it out already. But this is this is going to get really weird. I'm not sure how soon I was supposed to figure some of this stuff out, like especially the prosopagnosia thing, So it may be that most of the case is going to be fairly easy because I already know that twist. Or I think I know it. It'll be even more fun if I'm on the wrong track. If it really is a totally different reason. I saw Her Eminence Queen Khura'in channeling a spirit. Is it really that big of a deal to see her channeling someone? You bet it is. Commoners are never allowed to behold the sacred rite. Oh? Can you tell me more? Of course, I'm always happy to explain. I believe it was around 2:10 p.m. today. I got lost on the palace grounds while looking for Shah'do. Ooh, what is this place? What is this place? It gives me the creeps. Where could Shah'do have gone? If it also involves time travel, please. Please do. This will instantly shoot to the top of my Phoenix Wright hierarchy. In my search, I took a peek into a small room, and that's when I saw Queen Khura'in. She was channeling a spirit for a neighboring kingdom's king. That's what. Okay, was that in one of the paintings, though? I saw her transform right before my eyes. I was so excited I had to take a picture of it. You took a picture? I know I shouldn't have. I know that it's the sort of thing that I could probably be put to death for, actually, in this backwards country. But I did it anyway. Just couldn't help myself. Between this and the treasure room, Albie's not exactly the picture of self-restraint. Her channeling rite ended right after that, so I ran off before anyone could spot me. You could have been arrested again, you know. Yeah, I know. Dots. Anyway, here's a copy of the picture. Just don't tell anyone I was the one who took it. I worry about his future sometimes. So we also have... Okay. Maya's also able to channel. My god, there's just so many. This could wind up being a really good case. Cause it's standard Phoenix Wright fare, right? Going back to like game number 1, to go, here is someone in an outfit that obscures their face. And someone's like, I saw them. I saw Matt Hammer or whatever. I saw Jack Hammer going down the path. And they're like, did you really? They're like, yes, I really saw him. Did you really see him? Yes, I really saw him. Okay, what did he look like? Well, I couldn't see him at all. There was someone wearing... It was definitely him because they were wearing his costume. And I was like, no, that was someone pretending to be him. And that's a repeated thing a couple of times. And they throw you for a loop in the case where it's the girl who got surgery, who got like plastic surgery to look more like her sister, and they did a whole weird thing where they were like, how do people in this land even know if anything they see is true? Yeah, you would think by now anybody can just be anyone else, yeah. Because of the the prosopagnosia almost isn't even a big deal in this world. Because you see someone, you're like, oh, you're that famous lawyer, Phoenix Wright. Maybe. Or he died, and now you're just somebody who's summoning him. How did you and Shah'do get into the royal residence anyway? It's not open to commoners, after all. Allow me to explain. There's a way to get into the palace from the bazaar. It's a bit of a tight squeeze, though. Shah'do can easily fit, but anyone bigger than me is out of luck. You don't say. Yeah, part of the palace wall is damaged. If there's a hole, I can just make it through. Go on. Bet you didn't know they have some really tasty food here. Oh? Then this isn't your first time in here, huh? Trespassing is illegal, you know. No, it's not like that. I didn't mean any harm. Not guilty. If you didn't mean any harm, not guilty. Plot twist, all of the people in this kingdom are dead. Everyone you see... Now we're approaching Layton versus Phoenix Wright levels. Where it's like, what if What if everybody in this town is actually actors who have been drugged with an amnesia drug and hypnotized to not be able to see the color black? Then it makes sense. It's just, I want to help change this kingdom. What do you mean? Well, after Ms. Faye's trial, I started thinking, like, maybe there was something I could do to help the revolution, too. Maya's trial, huh? That tragedy only happened because of how twisted Khura'in's legal system has become. How utterly foolish to cast away one's life for such a reason. There must have been other ways to cover up the crime. Yet had I done so, my wife would rush to my defense, and when the case went to trial, she would suffer the same fate as I under the Defense Culpability Act. I could not have lived with myself had she been convicted because of that fiendish man. This cannot be. All I have done under the laws of our kingdom, it has all been... I had a great time playing that game. Because I had dabbled in other Layton games before, but I don't think I had ever gotten all the way to the end of one. So I was unprepared for just how ridiculous the final twist was. The DC Act led to the false charges against Maya and the High Priest's suicide, but that trial also caused the public to start questioning the current state of things, and it seems even Albie has some pretty strong feelings on the matter. I knew there had to be something I could do to help. That's when I remembered the hole in the palace wall and started thinking maybe I could sneak in and take a picture of one of the royals up to no good. I just wanted to do my part. The spirit of revolution seems to be catching on, even with one so young. Right, the momentum is steadily building, and the tipping point is fast approaching. It's just a matter of when. I agree, and the public's perception of the Defiant Dragon seems to be changing too. But Albie, you can't go trespassing like that, even if it's for a good cause. It's not right. Okay, I won't do it again. Albie, is that really all you have to confess? You haven't been up to any other mischief? When I say you, I mean Shah'do. Huh? Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. Nice try, Albie, but the proof is literally right in front of us. Oh, you wouldn't happen to know how this urn got knocked over, would you? Ah! Because her benevolence told me something rather interesting. Be careful, some dingbat dog got in the courtyard and spilled water over there. A dingbat dog? That's right, the yappy mutt spilled a whole urn's worth. The dingbat dog she mentioned wouldn't happen to be Shah'do, would it? Ooh! I guess the dog's out of the bag. Sorry I lied, but I was worried I'd get in trouble. I know I shouldn't lie to a lawyer like that. No, it's not good to lie to anyone like that, so let's try to only tell the truth, okay, Albie? Oh, Mr. Wright, I almost forgot. I saw a couple of Americans Japanifornians! How did Japanifornians get in here? They had really weird haircuts, so I thought they might be friends of yours. Really now, It seems your little friend thinks all us Japanifornians have strange hairstyles. I suppose we have you to thank for that, right? So what exactly did their hair look like? There was a guy with 2 crops of hair sticking out of his forehead like antenna, and then there was this lady with a long bunch of hair that looked like a big orange spider leg. Oh, that sounds like Apollo and Athena. What were they doing? They were racing through the bazaar with the Khura'in Royal Guard in hot pursuit. Wait, what? Why were they being pursued? I'm not sure, but I have my suspicions. I just hope they're all right. Sorry for not mentioning it before. It just kind of slipped my mind, haha. Oh? You are so to doing a criming. Man, I miss West of Loathing. So they keep splitting up the investigation. That's weird. Puff, puff, puff. Those guys sure are persistent. Yeah, they even wore me out. And that doesn't happen often. Why are they after us anyway? Ah, Apollo, it's the Royal Guards again. Arg! Quick, hide. Hey, where'd Hornhead and Spidey Hair go? Why is she suddenly Spider Hair? Spidey Hair? They're not talking about me, are they? Is that a trick question? We know you're hiding somewhere around here. Apollo, that weird-looking bird over there. Did it just... Yeah, it did. It's called a warbod, and... You know what? I'll tell you all about it later, when we're not being chased by masked men. Come out, wherever you are! Hand out with the Founder's Orb if you know what's good for you. It figures they're after the orb. I don't want to know what they'll do to us if we were captured. If they grill us in those obnoxious loud voices, I'd cave after the first hour and confess to whatever they wanted, truth or no. I don't support downloading music because it's like stealing. And why would you do something like stealing when you could do stealing? Come out now, you foreign devils! This has gone far enough. You must not keep our evidence waiting any longer. We've got to get out of here. There must be a safe place to hide somewhere. Hide inside of the bird. Maybe we could hide here. No way, they'd find us in no time. Stay where you are. They're closing in on us. Inside the buffalo. Bloop, bloop, bloop. This is an actually good answer. Hide inside the cart of vegetables. Maybe we could go up the mountain. No! Well, the sewer, but that's a bad idea. Just kidding. Look, a manhole. Ah, that's right. Say, son, do you remember my office? Sure. I remember that messy, dimly lit room. The file I've amassed on Amara's assassination is kept there. I think it might help you on this case. Do you remember how to get there? Athena, I know where we can hide. Follow me. Oh, where are we going? Herng! Wait, you're not seriously thinking about going down there? It smells like rotten eggs. And are those rats I hear? We've got no choice. I can get us somewhere safe, but this is the only way in. Quick, before it's too late! Ugh, it's going to take forever to get this stench out of my hair. Oh no! I just remembered. This is the spider place. It's gonna dangle soon. Looks like we lost them. Oh! No, it's not. It caught a moth, so it's busy eating that instead of dangling horribly. That was close. Dirk's office. How long has it been since I last set foot in here? At least we're safe now, but... Why is Athena all huddled over in the corner like that? Ah! Dots? AJ, what the heck are you doing here? Khura'in's Royal Guards are after us. Once a rebel, always a rebel. Don't worry, the regime doesn't know about this place, so you can relax now. Good. But since when am I part of the rebellion? I don't recall signing up. Apollo? Oh. Hey, Phoenix. Mr. Wright, what are you doing here? We saw you two go in that manhole. You narrowly escaped the gods' notice. It was like watching a pair of ostriches burying their heads in the sand. Guess that was a closer shave than I had thought. Anyway, you're safe and sound now. That's what really counts. Oh, I also have some evidence for you. Thanks, Mr. Wright. So what is this dubious hovel we've found ourselves in, anyway? It's the Defiant Dragon's safe house, also known as the former Sadmati law offices. I see. Well, though it might just be happenstance, here I am, a chief prosecutor, hiding out in a rebel base. Please don't report this place to the local police, Prosecutor Edgeworth. Might as well take a look around while we're waiting for the heat to die down. Come on, Athena, stop moping over there and help me check this place out. Please tell me there's a shower here. There's a sink in the kitchen. And if you're lucky, maybe even some soap. I'm sorry I even asked. Another member mentioned he takes a shower every time they rob a house because clean criminal clean. So wait, what is the band Masked Intruder then? I'm now curious. So Dats, you guys are still using this office, I see. Yep. Except now it's the official HQ of the Defiant Dragons. But as Dirk said, and I quote, "We must keep it for the day when Khura'in needs lawyers once more." Restoring the legal system to its rightful form through popular uprising. You can tell how much Dirk believes in his cause. Oh, and AJ, Dirk said something else that might interest you. He said he hopes you'll come back and take over this office someday. Take over? Me? Those were his words. He may have been half joking, though. Ah, they brought back the dangle spider. Why? Why flashback? Dirk, guess what I heard from PW? AJ's become a lawyer. A pop-punk band with the gimmick that they are all cartoonish, color-coded criminals. Nice. Yeah, I've been meaning to tell you. Must have been because of you, Dirk. I'm not so sure about that. I imagine he's already forgotten about me. What are you talking about? I can't wait to follow in your footsteps. Nothing would make me happier. Maybe one day he'll return to Khura'in and take over this office. It's just a pipe dream, though. Now it's... Why? It was fine for so long, and now it's back to dangling. I hate it. Dirk really said that? Dirk was never a hands-on kind of dad, but not a day went by that he wasn't thinking of you. That much I'm sure of. Doesn't get more paternal than that, Dirk. And to think I really did spend my days trying to forget you. I'm looking forward to a nice long talk once you're free. No, why? Oops, nothing there. Nuh-uh. Not gonna do it. This is Dirk's old law book. Look, there's a mark on the cover. It looks like it was branded with a hot iron. Yeah, I think it was done in protest against the Defense Culpability Act. There's an entry on the DC Act right here, see? In the name of Her Eminence, those who would support criminals will be deemed just as guilty. So this is the infamous anti-lawyer law you guys are always talking about. And what about this book? I wonder what's in this file. Oh, it's full of newspaper clippings. It seems to be a collection of documents and information on Amara's assassination. So this is what Dirk was talking about. We already know most of the stuff here on top. Let's see what else there is. Okay, the arson incident involving Amara's private residence. Amara was slipped a sleeping pill and perished in the fire. The lighter found at the scene had Dirk's fingerprints on it. Wow, where did he get all this? Anything important here? Page 20. Apollo's roving musician father got caught up in this incident and lost his life. He was struck in the head by the culprit. The victim's passport and any pictures of him were burned up in the fire. Without knowing his real name, no divination seance could be performed. What? This is about your father, Apollo. Looks like it. But I was never told much more than what's written here. Really? How come? Dirk always skated around the subject. Maybe he thought I was still too young. Plus, I always thought of Dirk as my dad, so I never really brought it up. Oh, I see. Still, I feel kind of sorry for your real dad. My real dad. I was never really interested in learning about him. But after seeing his picture, I can't help but feel a little curious. I wonder if Dots could tell me anything about him. So, oh man, this is gonna be a really long case because we're going to at some point either channel or divination seance Apollo's father's death, and that's how we're going to help solve Queen Amaro's. Man, why did they make this day 2 of the same? Like all of this is episode 5, even though we started with just the little like, haha, I'm Sarge, I have a drone. Apollo, this file looks like it might be useful, but there are so many pages, I can't tell what's important. We need someone to help organize all of this, and I think I know just the person to ask. Dots, what's with the altar? It's where we pay our respects to the victims of the Defense Culpability Act. The DC Act is a heinous law that puts innocent people to death. A law that's supposed to protect the people sends them to their graves instead. Talk about insane. There's a scary-looking knife sticking out of the Queen's picture. That's called a kukri. Maybe. If anyone saw this, they'd think the Defiant Dragons were a violent group. Oh, that? That was actually me trying to kill a fly. I threw that knife at it and whiffed, and the thing ended up stuck right between her eyes. You mean this wasn't on purpose? Yeah, we just pinned her picture up to the dartboard. It's a total accident, like oopsie, that I also happened to stick a knife in her forehead. I'm surprised to see so many appliances here. There's even a TV. I thought I clicked on the bowls. Speaking of which, we gave the people of Khura'in quite a shock. Khura'in. When the Plume Punisher Warrior Neo Twilight Realm was last on TV. You mean that show where actors play the parts of Dirk and Rafa? You hijacked that in the middle of its broadcast, right? Yep. All the writers do each week is try to ruin the Defiant Dragon's good name. So we decided to hit him where it hurts. Must have been real shocking, especially for the kids who waited all week to see it. I mean, the show's main villain was actually hijacking the very show he's in. Wait. Don't tell me we have to go back through the manhole to get out of here. The only reason the safe house is still safe is because the front door has been boarded up. Fine, then I'll just have to live here till the revolution begins. What if I told you rats come out at night? Then we'll just have to start the revolution before sundown. I bet the revolution never thought it'd get a new ally this way. Dirk's jacket. You should try it on, Apollo. It might actually suit you. Really? There's also a spare eye patch here. Why not try that on, too? Sorry. Just picturing you and all that. It's just too funny. Didn't he had like a wacky high collar thing in the eye patch last game. Not an eye patch. An eye cover edge. Ow, my pride. Sadmati Law Offices. That's the sign Dirk used to display out front. Hey, Dots. I heard the office used to do quite a bit of business. That it did. Dirk was a famous lawyer with countless courtroom victories, after all. He was the dauntless dragon who turned trials upside down, snatching victory from the jaws of defeat. His fame as a lawyer spread far and wide across Khura'in back in the day. I hope the day comes when he can proudly display this sign again. Isn't that everything? Do we have to look at the moth? What's with all the spider webs, Dots? Don't you ever clean the place? Not the webs. We have what you call a symbiotic relationship. They catch the bugs that get in here, and I don't clean them up. That actually makes a lot of sense. Okay, so what else do I need then? Pictures? Who's the kid? That's this picture again. Wait a second. That's you, Apollo. I'd recognize those horns anywhere. Is that really the only way anybody recognizes me? You were so cute. And who's that fine-looking young man? That's Naruto, back when he used to smile. Wow, his smile's absolutely angelic. Sure brings back memories. It was taken the day we all went out fishing. What was Prosecutor Sadmati like when he was younger? He was kind of quiet, but passionate when it came to his convictions. When he finally made prosecutor, he was all fired up to change Khura'in for the better. Now he's nothing more than Garon's lackey. Garon already has a lackey. His name is Lackey. Seems like Dots has a lot to say about Naruto. I'll ask him about his thoughts later. And by later, I mean right now. Dots, wasn't Naruto once part of the Defiant Dragons? Yep, Yudi was a rising star in the resistance. He vowed to fight for the cause through the legal system. Said to become a prosecutor and give Inga and Garon the smackdown they deserved. But now he's, a puppet of the Garon regime. Not only that, but now he's going to prosecute his own dad. Doesn't add up. I wonder what happened to him. Me too. But if I had to guess, I'd say Garon has some serious leverage over him. Leverage? Like what? I wish I knew. It seems like Dirk knows. I tried to press him about it, but he wouldn't say. Come to think of it, Dirk did say, flashback. Naruto is suffering? Yes, he knows the rightful state of Khura'in's legal system. Something forces him to bend to Garon's will. It's tearing him apart. You know his catchphrase, wubba lubba dub dub. In Khura'inese, it means, help me, I am in great pain. If that's the case, I bet Naruto doesn't really want to go through with Dirk's prosecution. Is that everything? Can we go? Do I have to present something to you? Should I present you with the orb? Now that I think about it. Felt like shouting. Thanks, guy. Attorney's badge? No. Dots, about this file. Can you help me figure out which pages are the most relevant? Yep, sure can. I got the whole thing memorized. See this page? Definitely worth a look. As the son of the terrorist Dirk, Naruto was expelled from the royal family. The idea that the sins of the father are visited upon his children is deeply rooted in the minds of the Khura'inese people. Oh, that's right. Prosecutor Sadmati was part of the royal family, wasn't he? Yep, but he was expelled after that whole thing with Dirk happened. Must have gone through hell once he entered the legal world, though. Because of the sins of the father are visited upon his children thing. Whoa-ha! Is that the name of that song? Sins of the Father? Metal Gear Solid 5? Probably. In the eyes of the people, Dirk is not only a traitor to his kingdom, he's also the terrorist who assassinated the previous queen. So his son, Yudi, no doubt got the cold shoulder at every turn. It must have been really hard on him. Yeah, the ties between father and son aren't something you could break even if you tried. No matter where he went, he was probably labeled the son of a criminal. Despite it all, he made a name for himself through blood, sweat, and tears. I mean, just look at him now. He's a star prosecutor working cases around the globe. He's become a hero. The pride and joy of Khura'in. That's Naruto I know. Super smart and never willing to give in. He must have studied and fought like his life depended on it to get where he is today. Are we done? Already okay, so he's telling me I've searched everything. I need to present him with something else? Mark of the Dragon. That's the symbol of our group, the Defiant Dragons. Dirk has the same mark tattooed on the palm of his hand, right? And I don't think I haven't had occasion to mention it yet, but Nayuta does wear a glove on his right hand, or like maybe it's a fingerless glove, so you can't see his palm. That's going to be the reveal too, right? He's going to pull off the glove, and he has the Defiant Dragon's mark underneath. Yep, I've got one too. Really? Where? On my heart. Oh, you mean metaphorically. Like you're ready to die at any time for the cause, or something like that. You got that right. Dead or alive, I'll always be a Defiant Dragon. Oh, well, that didn't help. Nah. Dad, I want to ask you about this picture. It's a picture of your pops that Dirk found. He had a heck of a time tracking it down. He said he searched all over for it. Why? Why would he go through all that trouble? Dad, please tell us everything you know about Apollo's dad. There we go. Do you know what my biological father was like? Dirk once told me about him. He said he was a modern minstrel, walking the world and making music in his travels. Oh, Masked Intruder video. Alright, I will watch that after the stream. I'm interested in them now. This file also has information on your real dad. It says he died in the blaze at Queen Amara's residence 23 years ago. That's right. Dirk had invited him over. Dirk's the kind of guy who can become fast friends with just about anyone. It seems your pops was like that too, AJ. They hit it off at a bar. Next thing you know, Dirk's asked him over to play some tunes. And then the place went up in flames. Yeah, Dirk had just stepped out for a sec when the fire broke out. Apollo. You were there too, but you were still just a baby. I remember hearing about that when I was little. Yeah, it was a crying shame. Your pops just happened to take you along that day. So you were there with him when the fire broke out. But Dirk risked his life to save you. It's just like Dirk's done nothing but save me all my life. Your pop's stuff got burned up, including anything that could have helped us identify him. All we knew about him at first was his stage name, Jangly Justice, or something like that. But wait, we know his name is Jove, right? Dirk did everything he could just to dig up what little we know now. What about my mother? Do you know anything about her? All we know is she was traveling with your pops, but that day she was off doing something on her own. So then she probably didn't even know my father had been with Dirk, huh? But she must have been desperate to find you and your father once you'd gone missing. No doubt, but the Queen's assassination threw the kingdom into chaos. The police were so overwhelmed they were probably hardly of any help to her. We searched and searched till our legs gave out too, but we never found her. With your father's stuff all burned up, we had zero leads, not even a photo. So that's how I became an orphan. Yeah. Who knows, maybe your mom read about the details of the fire in the newspaper. Maybe she figured you'd died along with your pops. Wow, I had no idea you'd been through all that, Apollo. Plus the space shuttle stuff. So then you believe me? You believe in my son's innocence? Oh. Wait, what? Your poor son, imprisoned for a crime he didn't commit. Let's petition the government for his release and Let's petition the government for his release and a declaration of innocence. Oh, thank you. I'm forever in your debt. Who's that? Hey there, Ms. Inmi. Hard at work, I see. Yes, I have my own battle that I must wage. After all, there are many who suffer under the Defense Culpability Act. Mrs. Inmee, please don't forget about our case too. How many people have been in the room this whole time? I won't. I will look into it as soon as I am able. That's... What's Mrs. Inmee doing here? She's lending an ear to all those suffering under the regime's wrongful accusations. A lady whose husband has been imprisoned, parents whose son has been falsely charged. She's helping all those types of people. So she's trying to help the revolution along in her own special way. Yep, and thanks to her, more and more folks are coming over to our side. All the people who've been unhappy with the regime have been waiting for just this chance. They're starting to speak out in support of us. The people are responding, and a grassroots movement is growing. Dirk's dream of revolution may finally come true. What should we do about the Founder's Orb? We'll probably run into the Royal Guards again the moment we leave this place. Well, we can't stay here forever, so we'll have to think of something. I've got it. Why don't you hold on to it, Dots? It should be safe here, right? You can count on me. I'll get it back to you in time for tomorrow's trial at the Hall of Justice. What now, Apollo? Well, we've got a handle on what happened 23 years ago. Maybe we should pay Dirk a visit. There's something I want to show him. I'll join you. I want to talk to him before tomorrow's trial. Maybe I should wait here, then. We'll attract undue attention if we go in too large of a group. What happened last time Dots was in charge of the Founder's Orb? Good point. Alright, I think... Why don't we wrap it up here? We've got to be close to the start of the court. But we're going to have to go through a whole conversation with him, I guess. So, let's wrap up here. And let's see.